Have you guys ever procrastinated training so bad that you now have to cram 6 months worth of training into 6 weeks? Well guys, that's where I'm at, and I am in so much trouble. You know, this race is gonna be almost 70 miles further than any run I've ever done. I've done a 50K, which is about 31 miles. I think my longest 50K ended up being 33, but like, yeah, 70 extra miles. I really gotta wrap my head around that and be okay with that mentally. Am I gonna be able to just keep pushing further and further than I've ever gone before? Because I think my legs, they can do it. I know that I can walk that far at least anyways, if I need to, and I have 30 hours as the cutoff to do it. But mentally, I think is just, you know, in the middle of the night when I'm still out there and I'm by myself, that things are really gonna start to, you know, get low, and I have to work on my mental game. But let's take it back a little bit, and I'll start from the beginning. Alright, so we're out here. Today is Sunday, October, it's either the 5th or the 6th, I don't really know, but we are at mile 6.58 on Sunday. Yesterday had my biggest long run so far, which was 27.5 miles. So today is a bit of a trudge, as you would say. So the 2020 season is here, and everyone is super excited, and truth be told, for me personally, my 2019 race goals kind of went down the drain. So I was really excited and super stoked to get all my races in 2020. I started off the season running super strong and getting in all my speed work and hills, all the long runs, and I even picked up rock climbing and was getting super strong at that. So back in February, when my fiance came in and suggested that we sign up for a 100-mile race, I said, sure, why not? Sounds great. We have 8 months to train. That is so far away. We totally got this, right? Awesome! Luckily, I have tons of other races that are gonna help me build up to this 100-mile race because I've never done that before. And then, well, as you all know, everything happened. Here in San Francisco, lockdown went into effect on March 16th. And around that time, racing was really not top of mind at all. But after a month or so, once everything kind of seemed to calm down, we found ourselves getting back into more of a routine and getting outside and getting in our runs. Then races left and right started to cancel, and it didn't seem like there were going to be any races left in 2020. All of the major marathons were postponed and then canceled or only allowed for elites. I was scheduled to run a relay race called the Speed Project that was scheduled to be back in March and then got postponed to September and then went virtual. Then I was signed up for the Boston Marathon, which is supposed to happen in April, and got postponed to September and then went virtual. I was also signed up for an ultra, the Broken Arrow Sky Race, back in June, and once again that got canceled. And I'm sure that there are plenty of you out there that have gone through the same circumstances. So here I am thinking, what are the chances that this race is actually ever really going to happen? And well, I got my answer. The race is on. And now I have 6 weeks to train for a 100-mile race. I do want to give a shout out to the Aerovipa team in Arizona who is putting on this event. I mean, I know how hard it must have been to get all the permitting that they needed, especially in these crazy times. So thank you guys for actually having this race in person. I am actually kind of excited. So the Javelina 100-mile and 100K race will be held in Fountain Hills, Arizona, just outside of Phoenix on October 31st, 2020. This race is not like the terrain or climate that I've been training for here in San Francisco. It is gonna be hot, it's gonna be real dry, and it's gonna be super sandy. So let's take a little sneak peek into some of the training that I'm going to be doing for the race. I'm just cooling down from long run number 2 of the weekend. Yesterday on Saturday, I did 27 miles through the city, and today did an additional 10 miles, a little over 10. And these back-to-back training runs are really what's gonna kind of save me. This race is gonna be super hot, so I'm really practicing getting in as much water as I can on the run, early on the run, because by the time that you realize you're thirsty, it's already too late. Chose this course today because a little bit of the terrain that we're running on, as you can see, kind of sandy, pretty flat, wide area. That's going to be super similar to Javelina. It's good to have that practice just consistently putting one foot in front of the other and moving forward. Along with getting in those runs on the proper surface, I've also been trying to go in the middle of the day when it's the hottest. Yesterday it was almost 90 degrees here in San Francisco, which is pretty crazy, but really helpful for that training when the course is going to be a high of 100 and something degrees and a low of 40 something. The 40 something luckily doesn't scare me as much. It's that 100 degrees that, you know, I've really never had to run in for that extended period of time. So definitely drinking that water. You know, knowing that I'm gonna have my fiance out on the course and my mom's gonna be there, my aunt, my dad, my stepmom, my fiance's parents, like I have a lot of support out there. Even though there's not as many runners on the course this year and we're actually running in one direction and not doing a washing machine style where you would pass a lot of people, it's just really nice to know that they're going to be there, and I think that's what's gonna get me through this race. There's Grady. My official pacer during our long runs. Grady's doing the 100K. Whew. Though he will not be able to pace me on course for our long runs. A lot of time we play a bit of cat and mouse where he runs ahead and waits for me, as you just saw. I guess that would make me the cat, which would totally make sense. I just trained so hard in 2019 with super dialed in schedules and like really precise training that, you know what, I'm just kind of hands up, throwing it to the wind and saying, you know what, let's just do this thing. Honestly, I'm kind of glad this race came out of nowhere because I haven't had the time to get inside my head and get too anxious and overthink this huge undertaking that I've gotten myself into. So I guess I feel as ready as I'll ever be. No time like the present, right? Right. Now, strength training is just as important when training for an ultra as the running portion. So if you want to see some of the workouts that I've been doing, I've actually been following along with one of our videos from Coach Alex, so you can check that out over here. It is coming up next. We've got a couple different workouts in there and some really specific strength exercises that are going to help you do great out on the trails. And guys, send me some love, wish me luck. Hopefully I will see you guys soon. Bye. Sir, can you tell us your thoughts on the 2020 race season this year? No comment?